Welcome back to Good Morning KU. I'm your host, Caden Baird.
And I'm Charlie Marshall.
What a game on Sunday. I mean, riveting game throughout the whole time. Final score, 25-22. What'd you think of it?
I mean, first thoughts was it's definitely a game that affected a lot of the players' legacies in that game. It's going to be a game that's definitely going to be remembered for a long time. You know, as someone from Kansas City, I was very involved. I was very nervous watching this game. I mean, how did you feel? Just, you know, we both talked about it. We were both shooting for the Chiefs. So
I was sweating the whole game and back and forth, especially like that first half. Couldn't get the offense going. Yeah. I mean, it was rough to start. Second half, you know, Mahomes started pulling out some magic, definitely in the fourth quarter, using his legs, rolling outs. And the defense, obviously, played their best game of the season. Trent McDuffie can't be overstated how he played.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many phenomenal players in that game. I mean, I feel like we should start with just Mahomes in general, the best player on the field at all times. I mean, what he was doing, when you're down, we were down 10 points, 10-0, and I feel like a lot of us, we weren't too worried. We all felt pretty confident that we were going to walk back out there and take the lead. And that's exactly what we did. I mean, I feel like we've seen that a lot from the Chiefs. I mean, every single Super Bowl Mahomes has won, he's been down 10 points. So that's kind of
I heard Nick Reich on this show. He said, no, the Chiefs don't start playing until they're down 10 points. Yeah. You know, so
that's keep it fair, you know.
Yeah. That's the way we play.
There's never a doubt.
And then, I mean, how do you think this affects Kyle Shanahan's legacy? I mean, now 0-2 in Super Bowls as a head coach, 0-3 as a part of a head coach or coaching tree.
Oh, for sure. I mean, in my opinion, I think you almost have to take it easy on him a little bit. I mean, he's one of the better coaches in the league right now for sure, undoubtedly. And then he's starting to kind of get a taint on his legacy just because he keeps losing Super Bowls. But when you see who he's losing to, he's lost one to Tom Brady and two to Patrick Mahomes. So I think after last Sunday, I think those are probably, anyone's going to tell you, those are the two best quarterbacks of all time.
Definitely give him some grace on you got to look who his opponents are for sure.
For the Chiefs, how do you feel like, who was someone maybe you didn't kind of went above and beyond, maybe you didn't quite see them going?
I think Leo Chanel made some great plays. He honestly really impressed me from being a rookie and then honestly not getting the most playing time throughout the season. Just the way he's progressed as a linebacker and a run stopper.
Oh, for sure.
Amazing. I think he had that fumble on Christian McCaffrey in the first quarter.
I love to see that stuff. I was rocking my Chanel jersey during the game.
Really?
Yeah. No,
okay.
Big Chanel fan. Forced fumble on McCaffrey, who's the best running back in the league, and then he's also out here blocking extra points. Just craziness, really. What did you think about any commercials you really liked about the game that you thought?
I really liked the Duncan Kings with Ben Affleck. I mean, it had Matt Damon in it. It had Tom Brady. J-Lo. I mean, it was just, and it was hilarious. They started rapping and dancing, and I couldn't stop laughing. It was the funniest one.
It was a good commercial for sure. A little Dunkin' Donuts.
It was hilarious. But on the legacy talks, I mean, you have to talk about Mahomes the GOAT. Is Travis Kelce now the GOAT of tight ends? Yeah. I mean, he just passed, I think it was Rob Gronkowski in catches in the postseason.
Jerry Rice too.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a crazy. It's crazy that we're even talking about potentially. If you really look at it, the Chiefs could have potentially maybe the best coach, the best quarterback, and the best tight end of all time. I mean, definitely maybe a bit of a stretch at some of those, but they're all up there, top five, undoubtedly. It's kind of crazy when you really debrief and think about exactly what's
Or watching Chiefs history, or watching NFL history unfold right in front of us. I mean, it's a great time to be a Chiefs fan, great time to be an NFL fan, and honestly, just more on the defense. I mean, they did not allow more than 30 points the whole season. And as the NFL is now, it's an offensive league. So just to have that defense, the whole league just remain elite, especially with a lot of young guys, second-year guys. I mean, it's remarkable.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. I was watching a little bit of I don't exactly remember who, but just sports shows that for the Super Bowl, and I saw that. I think the last team to not give up 30 points was the Ravens. Back when they had the Ray Lewis, just dominance and. That just goes to show how underrated and how effective this defense was. Because they kept us in every game this year. Because we had a lot of offensive struggles early on. Even in the Super Bowl, we weren't really getting going early. But they shut down that dominant Niners offense.
I couldn't agree more. And then on some more Taylor Swift news, because we have to talk about it. You got to talk about it. Were you expecting a Travis Kelce proposal?
I think that might have been a little bit of a stretch, but I think all the Taylor Swift lovers got what they they wanted. I think it's good for Kansas City to see her this involved in the city, and so there's no problems with that. And I think everyone's kind of happy. I mean, maybe a little bit of overexposure, and so people are kind of developing some maybe hatred or just they're gonna hate on anything that's good. But
Yeah.
overall, I think I thought Taylor Swift was very entertaining in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, got that magical kiss, that
Exactly.
Cinderella story ending. I mean, I thought it was perfect. It was like a movie.
The question is she at the parade tomorrow, or are you going to the parade tomorrow?
No, I gotta work. I gotta work. I want to though. I'm definitely gonna be watching it like on the TVs on my job for sure.
Yeah, to me, it just kind of depends, with the parade, are you able to get out of class or not? Or, been twice now. You want to go every time. It's like the first time, it never gets old.
No, it does not. No, it's a blast every time. It's so much fun. Can't wait for all the speech at the end.
Exactly.
I don't know, everybody's waiting for the Travis Kelce speech at the end. I mean, it's always hilarious.
Yeah.
You don't know what he's gonna say. So.
It's a ton of fun just seeing the players have that much fun. They're just, you're used to seeing them locked in, focused, and then on the parade, they're really loose. They're just having fun with the fans. And
Exactly.
It's cool to see all the hard work that they've put in throughout the season kind of pay off, and the parade's probably the best way to do it. And also a Super Bowl in Vegas. I feel like that's another way to kind of how awesome is that, being able to go out in Las Vegas after winning a Super Bowl?
I thought it was a great venue for the Super Bowl. Honestly, I wish we could have it there like just every year.
Yeah,
it was perfect.
With the sphere.
Yes.
It was just, I felt like there was
exactly.
so many cool things that happened with the Super Bowl being in Vegas. And who doesn't love, winning Super Bowl on the Raiders turf? That's a beautiful thing, really. Overall, I think the Super Bowl was, really good. It broke the, record for the most watched telecast event ever. So that's a great sign. But I think that's all we have to talk about for the Super Bowl today. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to head to news.
Yeah, I always just clap in this part.
This is where everyone's talking amongst themselves. Do you know how to do it? Do you know how to do it?
Are we supposed to smile?
When do we start? Somebody over here already started.
Can we talk about the piccolo part? It's the most complicated one.
It is.
If you listen, you're doing it when the band's not playing.
You have to tell me when it starts. I still don't know.
Here we go.
Just clapping now.
No pumps. Nailed it.
I practiced this morning.
Mine was just two people.
It has a right and a wrong way of doing it. No. Wrong.
I like my way better.
I don't know how to
1,
do
2,
the
3,
end.
4.
It's just,
I don't know the
Sorry.
head.
It's hard by yourself. Welcome back. I'm Caroline.
And I'm Emma. This is your Tuesday Good Morning KU News Update. Countries across the world are urging Israel to back off its intentions for a renewed attack in southern Gaza. The military operation in Rafah is set to begin with the evacuations of civilians, although Hamas leaders say there are tens of thousands of possible casualties. Saudi Arabia has warned of very serious repercussions if Rafah is attacked.
Former President Trump made headlines last week when he seemed to suggest that Russia attacked several of our NATO allies. In discussing an earlier conversation when he was president, Trump said he would not protect a country that has not paid its dues to North Atlantic Treaty Organization. The White House labeled the comments as appalling and unhinged.
Current President Joe Biden continues to battle against claims of his competency. At a news conference on Thursday night, Biden inadvertently referred to Egyptian leader Abdel Fattah al-Sisi as the president of Mexico. To his credit, Egyptian locals have long referred to al-Sisi as El Mexiqui, or the Mexican, in order to avoid government censorship.
A fifth grade student at Langston Hughes Elementary School has won the Douglas County Spelling Bee for the second straight year. For Macy parents, spelling success runs in the family, as her sister Bryn won the 2016 event and her brother Ethan won in 2014. The winning word this year was legato, a musical term for notes that flow together.
If you were at ESPN's Game Day on Saturday morning in Allen Fieldhouse, you saw KU student Ellie McCarville sink a half-court shot on her first attempt to win $19,000. The State Farm-sponsored event was designed for a contestant to have 20 seconds to make one shot, but McCarville, who played high school basketball in Omaha, made it on her first shot.
Yes, it's official. The Chiefs are back-to-back Super Bowl champions, and that means it's time to celebrate. While many fans are still recovering from Sunday night's game and post-game celebrations, the Kansas City Sports Commission announced that the official parade will be tomorrow at 11 a.m. The route will begin at 6th and Grand Boulevard and finish at Union Station.
That's it for today's news update. Now back to Caden and Charlie for sports.
Thanks, Emma. The men's basketball team was shorthanded, but still managed to knock off Baylor 64-61 on Saturday in Allen Fieldhouse. With senior Kevin McCullough out, Nicholas Timberlake got the start and managed to make more good plays than bad ones. KU jumped out to an early lead and held off the Bears down the stretch.
But then, sadly, the Jayhawks went to Texas Tech last night, and the game was ugly from the beginning, as the Red Raiders were white hot from the three-point range, and the Jayhawks were about ice cold from everywhere on the floor. It got so bad that head coach Bill Self got himself tossed with just about 5 minutes left in the 79-50 blowout. Nothing to do but forget about it as quickly as possible as KU heads to Oklahoma on Saturday to take on the Sooners. Tip-off for that game's at 3 p.m. on ESPN.
After 3 wins in 8 days, the women's basketball team had the weekend off from the competition. In the 69-52 win over Houston, senior Tiana Jackson recorded a career-high 9 blocks, which has also enabled her to pass the all-time career record for block shots as a Jayhawk. Jackson now has 270 career blocks. The Lady Jayhawks will host Cincinnati on Wednesday in Allen Fieldhouse. Tip-off is at 6:30 p.m.
The softball team traveled to Florida last week to begin its season on Friday at the NFCA Leadoff Classic. After a close 5-3 loss to the 15th-ranked Oregon Ducks, the Jayhawks bounced back on day one with a 6-1 victory over St. John's. On Saturday, KU split another 2 games, losing 2-1 to Indiana before run-ruling Central Arkansas 9-1.
And speaking of the softball team, senior Casey Hamilton is the winner of the 2023-2024 Marlene Mawson Exemplary Student Athlete Award. The award recognized the left-handed pitcher for her standout performance on the diamond and as a leader during the collegiate career.
In track and field, the team split up with athletes competing in both Boston and Fayetteville this weekend. On Saturday in Boston, Immaculate Gmku broke the school record for the women's indoor mile with a time of 4:39.55. This was only the second meet of the season for the freshman from Kenya. Not to be outdone, but senior Chandler Gibbons also broke the men's 5,000 meter record the next day in 13:50.85.
In Arkansas, the women's 4x400 meter replay team placed third, running a season best 3:39.90. Junior Devin Loudermilk tied his personal best and finished third in the high jump, while freshman Pearl Awanya ran 52.56 in the 400 meters, which broke the Ghana national record.
Wow. That's it for today's sports update. Christina will be right here with the weather.
Missed the bus again?
Yeah.
You should download My Bus Lawrence. You can see when buses are arriving here, and you can also see where the buses are in Lawrence.
Wow. Okay.
Download the My Bus Lawrence app today.
Good morning, KU. I'm Christina Green here to give you your weather update for the day. Over the next couple of days, we'll see some pretty warm conditions as our temperatures are slowly making their way out of the wintertime temperatures. But over the next couple of days, we do have a slight chance for flurries happening on Friday, and then after that, we will have a pretty cool weekend ahead. Looking outside, this is our live look at Lawrence right now. As you see, it's pretty clear. There's not a lot going on outside in the sky. There's no clouds. There's nothing really happening for us. But for temperatures, we're in the range of the 50s for this whole viewing area. Right now at Lawrence, we're at 53, and then Topeka, they're at 54. If you take a look outside, it'll be pretty sunny. There's a light breeze coming in out of the southwest at about 5 to 15 miles per hour, and we do have wind gusts coming in at a maximum of 20 miles per hour. But looking ahead over the next couple of hours, there's a pretty consistent trend of things staying clear. There's not a lot of clouds in the sky. You won't see anything moving through. We will reach our high today at 3 p.m. of 61 degrees, and then overnight we'll see the temperatures start to take a drop. Our low for tonight will be 31 degrees. And we do have winds still coming out of the south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour with a pretty clear and cool night ahead. Afterwards, if we take a look at tomorrow, we will have a high of 62. Things will be mostly sunny, luckily, with wind gusts still at 20 miles per hour, and then our winds still coming out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. There is a 20% chance of rain that I wanted to talk about up here. It's pretty clear for today and then also for mostly of tomorrow, but then right here, there is a bit of a system right there that will bring us our rain chance for Wednesday night. I see it happening at about 8 p.m. It won't be anything crazy, but I would definitely bring an umbrella with me. And then afterwards for Friday, looks pretty clear, but then right there, that there is a chance for flurries on Friday morning. As you see, it just passes right above us, so we're not quite sure if it'll hit our area, but if it does, I would definitely be aware of that. You're definitely not going to be making any snowmen out of it, but it is something I would be aware of. For our 7-day, we do see it's pretty warm for Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we take a dip near the end of the week into the low 40s, and then our temperatures rebound up to for the beginning of next week up into the middle 50s. That's all we have for you today at Good Morning KU, and we'll see you next Tuesday at noon.